You sit down at 8 in the morning, open your laptop, and prepare to tackle the massive strategy plan you were hired to build. But first, you click over to your inbox to clear out any overnight requests. 3 hours disappear. In that time, you've replied to dozens of messages, manually updated a project tracker, fixed a double-booked meeting, and submitted your expense reports. Checking off those dozens of minor tasks triggers a reliable rush of dopamine. It tricks the brain into feeling a sense of progress. But exhaustion is not impact. When you look back at the morning, the needle hasn't moved on your actual objectives. You have drained your mental battery before the real work has even started. Every time you pause a complex thought to answer a message or file a document, you pay a cognitive penalty known as attention residue. This diagram represents human cognitive capacity. When you switch focus from a high-level project to a minor administrative task, your brain doesn't make a clean break. A portion of your processing power remains attached to the previous task, reducing focus. Constant fragmentation makes deep work nearly impossible. Spending your best hours on routine execution drains the bandwidth needed for high-value contributions that lead to promotions. You aren't just losing time, you're stalling your career. Current generative AI chatbots cannot fix this. Because they are reactive, you still have to manage them, provide step-by-step prompts, and verify every single output. To truly escape this trap, the human must be removed as the operational bottleneck for routine workflows. This requires moving from manually using AI tools to directing AI partners, a shift toward agentic delegation. If you ask a standard chatbot to write an email, it writes the email. Then it stops. It sits idle until you give it another specific command. An AI agent accepts a broad objective. Tell it to identify overdue clients, draft messages, and update records, and it manages the entire sequence. The difference is autonomy. Instead of waiting for you to tell it what to do next, the agent self-prompts to navigate the project. To see how this works, let's track an agent through a complex workflow, identifying overdue clients and launching a personalized outreach campaign. This loop maps the agent's internal cycle. In the perception phase, the agent gathers context from files and the internet to understand intent. In planning, it breaks your goal into a roadmap of smaller tasks, deciding which tools it needs. This upfront planning separates an agent from a simple text generator. It strategizes first. Then comes action. The agent leaves the chat window to interact with your workspace, browsing the web and modifying spreadsheets. But the critical step is reflection. If the agent hits a roadblock, like a failed search, it evaluates the error, rewrites its own query, and tries a new approach until the task is complete. By cycling through this loop, the agent absorbs the heavy lifting of the execution. Your role shifts from managing every step to providing final review. Offloading these operational workflows reposition the professional within the workplace. You are no longer the manual executor of routine tasks. Your role is now the architect and director of the systems that perform them. Delegating 80% of your administrative burden doesn't just save time, it restores your mental energy. This shifts the workday away from reactive survival. You finally have the mental space to decide exactly where your focus goes. Complex projects that used to require entire specialized teams can now be driven by a single director. This allows you to focus entirely on the empathy, your creative intuition, and high-level strategy that actually drives growth.